This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, verse 12, is I was inspired to do a lesson from a recent video that I watched from Apostle Tahar regarding this character, Nino Brown, where he basically said that everybody will get chipped so they can eat. And then in the middle of Apostle Tahar's video, he also gets on the women that, hey, the vintage is going to fail. Okay, you know, this life that you've been so used to and accustomed to is about to change drastically. All right, so it reminded me of Isaiah chapter 13 verse 12 because, hey, the Lord's going to make an Israelite man of the elect more precious than fine gold. All right, and the women that are going to be gravitating to these, all right, Israelite elect men, okay, for the most part, they're going to be young. Okay, they're going to be young. All right, because the younger women, and more reports are coming out how younger women are gravitating to older men. All right, because older men are more mature and provide emotional stability. And when all hell breaks loose, okay, when the economy, all right, collapses and a lot of men are now starving from the famine and World War III breaks out, okay, where the draft kicks in and a lot of these men go to war, okay, these women are going to need an Israelite man of the elect. And I'm talking about the Israelite woman, okay? The so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American woman, all right? For the most part, we're going to get them while they're young, okay? Because they're going to want guidance and stability, and they're going to want answers. See, these old women, all right, a lot of these old women, it is what it is. They're going to be slaughtered, all right, because they're already too gone, all right? They've been raised that a man is supposed to be a simp, is supposed to be bending over backwards for them, okay? They think that they're princesses, you know, that, excuse me, not a princess. They think they're a queen, okay? All right, because a princess, all right, still answers, all right, to their prince, okay, aka their husband, okay. But a queen, a lot of these old women that are in their 40s and 50s, okay, they are done, all right. And the Lord, you know, let's keep it real, man. I'm gonna keep it real, and this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. There's a lot of women that watch our video that, okay, that are maybe up in age, that are not seeking the Lord in truth. You know, you plantation Christian women that watch your videos. All right. The Lord don't need you old hags, okay, to bring back the nation. The Lord's going to need young women, okay, young women, 18, 19, all right. And I wouldn't be surprised that it goes even younger than that when all hell breaks loose. Because, hey, look, man, Trump's cutting social programs, all right. Look, Food stamps are going bye-bye. Okay? Oh, bear me one moment. Okay? Section 8 going bye-bye. He's cutting everything, man. Okay? So, you old heads that were dependent on these on food stamps in Section 8 with all these little badass kids, you're through. You're through. Okay? You are through. All right? The Lord is going to set it up that a young Israelite woman, okay, teens, okay, 18, 19, all right, and I wouldn't be surprised if they start passing laws to lower the age of consent because of the amount of depopulation that's coming. I would not be surprised, okay, all right, because a lot of things are about to change, especially when this economy collapses and civil war breaks out, okay. So yeah, again, it says right here, while it's inaccurate to generalize that all younger women want older men, several factors contribute to this trend: maturity, emotional stability, and sense of security. And who's going to provide that? An Israelite man of the elect. Okay, so brothers that are in their late 30s, okay, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, okay, so on and so forth. It's not going to matter your age, man. Okay? It is not going to matter. All right? Okay? And also, wait till the miracles. The Lord puts spiritual powers on men that He selected of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right? And that alone. Okay? And also, here's another thing. Why young women simply can't resist an older man like Leonardo DiCaprio. Now, I'm bringing this out because this is proof, okay? These older men, these celebrities like Leonardo and Brad Pitt, like, look at this, okay? Leonardo DiCaprio is 50, and he's dating a 26-year-old model, okay? Brad Pitt is in his 60s, and he's with a 32-year-old. George Clooney, okay, is 63 with a 46-year-old, all right? And I guarantee he's going to cut her loose, all right, real soon to get even a younger woman, all right? But this is nothing new. Look at this. One evolutionary theory is that youth signals fertility, which men are hardwired to be attracted to. Yeah, man. A man wants a younger woman so that he can bring forth babies. He don't want an old woman. Okay, now of course, can the Lord do miracles for a lady of the elect? Yes, but for the most part, we're going to get women that are young. It's just a mathematical fact, man. All right, and it makes so much sense. All right, because they're not been brainwashed, and they're going to want answers. Okay, now let's read Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. NLT version, I will make people scarcer than gold. Right? It's talking about an Israelite man. It's going to be scarcer than gold. More rare than fine gold of Ophir. Now this is talking about here in America, Babylon the Great, because this prophecy is pertaining to Babylon. Okay? Now, let's go to Isaiah. Let me, I want to bring out Isaiah, let me just do this. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. So yeah, brothers, okay, that are in this truth, that having issues with women, just wait. We're gonna get you're gonna get young women. We're gonna get young women, if that's the Lord's lot. All right, multiple young women, okay, because things are about to change drastically. All right, young women that are 18, 19, 20, okay. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if they bring down the age of consent, because again, this whole age of consent is modern. Back in the 1800s, it was normal for an older man to have a 14, 15-year-old. That's just a fact. That was a fact. Okay, it's just you got the devil Esau Edom who pushed this age of consent. All right, to really cause confusion and disrespect the way the Lord had it set up for a man, all right, to have a young woman, a virgin, all right, because really a lot of these women that are in teens, they're already having sex at the age of 14, 15, 16, because when puberty hits, sex, and we all know this goes down. We were all 14, 15, 16. We all know we were doing this, okay? We were having sex at a young age. The so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, okay, man and woman were doing that. That is a fact, okay? So Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Now, we went into the NOT version, right? Real quickly, NOT version. In that day, so few men will be left, right, from the wars and the famine. Again, 2nd Esdras 16 and 34. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. This is coming, okay? This is coming. Hold on. All right, so in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man. And again, the bulk of these women are going to be young. It's a fact. Saying, let us marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Right, so there will be employment. All right, that's why Yahushua, I might as well bring it out. Matthew chapter 20. You know what? Let's put it in context, because this is talk about a future prophecy. Matthew chapter 24, verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right, the Son of Man is talking about Yahushua, who the word English calls Jesus, a so-called black man. Okay, and if you're calling on Jesus, okay, in 2025, you ain't making it. Okay, all right. A lot of you old women that call on Jesus, you ain't making it. Okay, 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Right. So this has to happen. So there will be some form of commerce going on. All right. Because, hey, again, this system is being upgraded. All right. There's been cities selected for this new digital, all right, cashless society. All right. And for that RFID chip, the mark of the beast. So there will be commerce going on. Okay, there will be buying and selling when Yahushua returns, or else this prophecy is considered a lie. Okay, which it ain't. All right, this prophecy will be happening. Now, of course, there will be certain cities like Detroit, Pittsburgh. Shoot, I even came across a recent article. Connecticut is so much in debt, and they barely have anybody living there. There was a mass exodus from Connecticut, okay? And Connecticut also, I want you to see this. This is very spiritual. Lessons within lessons, all right? Connecticut, yup, Connecticut, Basra, all right? There is a city in Connecticut called Basra. All right, and Basra, that's pertaining to you Edomites, so-called white people. This goes to show you that, all right, America is, Basra is spiritually Sodom and Egypt, is Babylon, okay? All right, Basra, okay? And in fact, check this out. I'm pretty sure brothers, especially those that live in Connecticut, or the brothers that love to go into, meanings of words, they know this already. Okay, why? Check this out. Why was Basra, Connecticut? Why was Connecticut named Basra? Let's see this. Yeah, Basra, Connecticut was named by the Connecticut General Assembly after a biblical reference, specifically from the book of Isaiah. According to legend, the assembly was considered the name Bath, but a local man dressed in unusual loud attire came before them to request township status. This eccentric appearance led a legislator recall the verse, Who is that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? And the town was named Basra accordingly. Oh man. So hey man, this was the spirit. Okay? So somebody, all right, and of course this was the will of the Lord, all right, came in, unusual, loud attire, came before them to request township status. And they're like, yo, who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra, right? So there you go. And that proves that Isaiah 63 is a future prophecy. When Yahushua comes to wipe this place out, man, with fire. The lake of fire is here, okay? He's going to light this place up with fire, with nuclear fire and with the chariots. Okay, Isaiah 63 verse 1. All right. So yeah, I'm pretty sure brothers that live in Connecticut, and brothers in GMS, because that's the thing, the apostle elders taught us, get into words, look up meetings, go into history. So, our minds are constantly asking questions like, why was Basra, Connecticut named the way, why was it named? And boom, here you go. You just ask these questions. All right. And then I saw another one where a Reverend B, yeah, it was Reverend. Let me show you this one. Reverend B Troop, Basra, Connecticut. Yep. There was another one that came to mind. No, it's Truth. Maybe it's Truth. Maybe I messed it up. Hold on. Reverend B, is it Truth? Or Troops? There was a Reverend B Truth. Reverend B, but let me do it this way. Named. Let's do another one. Bear me one moment. I gotta work with the. Yeah, Throop. There it is. Reverend B Throop. Not Troop. Throop. There it is. And I saw it was Micah that he was referring to. Let me do this one. Yep, here it is. Reverend B. Throop, you gotta work with the AI. You gotta ask these questions. Why, Reverend B. Throop, the first pastor of Basra, Connecticut, likely suggested the name Basra because it had connotations with the biblical passage in Micah 2 and 12, which refers to gathering the sheep as a flock in Basra, right? Ooh, oh man. And again, we here at Great Millstone, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, we love going into this type of topic. All right, that's why women are going to gravitate towards us, because we're going into, history. We're looking, all right, up information that the average man, the average idiot in America is not doing. Okay, Micah 2 and 12. I will surely assemble, O Jacob, all of thee. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel. I will put them together as the sheep of Basra. Right, so that goes to show you that the Israelites will be in America, which is Basra. All right, the remnant, which is the elect men. All right, starting with the elect men. Okay, and of course the young Israelite woman. All right, not the bulk of you old hags are through. All right, you are through. All right, you got too many kids. You got too many demons on your brain. Or especially you plantation Christian so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, you're through. I will surely gather the remnant of Israel, starting with the elect men. All right, I will put them together as the sheep of Basra, as the flock in the midst of their fold. They shall make great noise by the reason of the multitude of men. Why? 13. The breaker has come up before them. They have broken up and have passed through the gate and are gone out by it, and their king shall pass before them, and the Lord on the head of them. Exactly, because Yahushua is coming back. So this is a future prophecy. Yahushua is coming to deliver his elect. He's also known as the breaker. Okay? Let's see what this says in the NLT version. Lessons within lessons. Someday, O Israel, I will gather you. I will gather the remnant who are left. I will bring you together again like sheep in a pen, like a flock in its pasture. Yes, your land will again be filled with noisy crowds. Again, yeah, this is the deliverance. Okay? This is going to happen in our lifetime sooner than most people think. All right? That chip is coming. 13. The breaker has come. All right, I read that. Let's see what it says in the NLT version. Your leader will break out and lead you out of exile. Right? Who's our leader? Yahushua, who he calls Jesus. He's coming to save Israelites, the remnant. starting with the elect Israelite man. And a lot of the Israelite women are going to be young. All right, a lot of them. Now, of course, there's exceptions. We would like to be balanced. There'll be certain women, the elect lady, all right, who will be saved as well, who have been serving the Lord. A lot of them will have, more likely have a husband, all right. But you have certain ones that may not have a husband, all right, that are up in age. But that's going to be very few. I'll tell you that right now, all right. There'll be more young women, all right, of the elect of Israel going after an Israelite man, okay. All right, and he'll be in his 40s, 50s, and 60s. Didn't Joseph, all right, get with Mary, and Joseph was way older. Hold on. I remember Apostle Hart brought this out. How old was Joseph when he married Mary? Okay. New Testament doesn't explicitly state how old Joseph was when he married. Some traditions, particularly in the apocryphal Gospel of James, okay, this is off. All right. Joseph was 90. Apocrypha, I don't know about that. Okay, but the point is he was way older, and Mary was young. She was 12 and 12, 14, right? Because she was past the flower of her age. Okay. Yeah, see. So yeah. So you got, certain scholars, all right, saying he was 90. I don't think he was 90. I think he was in his 40s and 50s. All right? But yeah. That point is, all right, yeah, you got to do some digging. All right, yeah. Okay, Joseph could have been in his 20s, 30s, 40s, but Mary was very young. Mary was a teen, okay. Again, we're gonna get them when they're young. I mean, this is why they hate us at Great Millstone, because hey, everything's gonna go back to what it was, all right. And that's why they, when we talk about we're gonna get young women that are virgins, people lose their minds, okay. But hey, that's what the Lord set up. An Israelite man is supposed to have a woman that has never been touched, okay, that has never had multiple men. That is a fact, okay. That's why we got to get out of here, because you Israelites, or you Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, the bulk of you've been brainwashed by Western civilization, Western culture. That's why you're going to die here in the famine and the wars. You're going to die to death, okay? Because you're fucking stupid. You don't want, all right, to go into your history of your forefathers and what they were doing. Anyway, okay, the point is, that's the point. Joseph was old, Mary was very young. All right, so let's go back to Isaiah. And Lord willing, us with edifying. And I was touching on multiple topics. All right, so there we go. All right, so NLT version again, Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. In that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Again, there will be form of employment. Let's go back to what Yahushua said again. In Matthew chapter 24, verse 39. And, I'll start at 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving into marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. Right, so this clearly talks about commerce will be conducted when Yahushua returns. 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right, because, hey, the Lord's come back to destroy. All right, excuse me. 40. Then shall 2 be in the field, one shall be taken, the other left. Right, so there will be employment going on. NLT version, 2 men will be working together in the field, one will be taking, the other left. Right, okay. I always watch the economy, and I believe through the Spirit, I'm just speaking as a man, but through the Spirit, just what the Lord has been showing me, that Florida and Texas will still be, particular cities that have been selected in Florida and Texas will still be going when Yahushua returns. Like Miami, okay, if you do some research, has been selected for the upgrade. All right, so they want to preserve that city, okay. All right, but like, so there will be a form of commerce. There'll be a form of employment because commerce has to still be conducted. All right, not everyone's going to be out of a job. Okay, 41. Here's the point though: 2 women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taking the other. Right. That means that women will be working because this is pertaining to Isaiah 4:1. Women will be working. Okay, so certain Israelite men of the elect will be working. Okay, all right, and then there'll be other certain Israelite men that don't need to work. They'll have spiritual powers. They'll be creating food out of thin air, especially in war-torn cities. Okay, because that's how the Lord is. The Lord is about balance, and you have to have a balanced mindset. Okay, the Lord is not off balance. You know, not everybody will be what's it called, down and out. Okay, there will be employment going on as well. You know what I'm saying? And not everybody will have spiritual powers. There'll be certain men that will have spiritual powers. Okay? The Lord is about balance. A false balance abomination. Let's put it that way. All right? Go read that scripture. So now we read that, right? Right? Isaiah 4:1. We read the NLT version. Only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. Right? Okay? Meaning that they want a man, all right, so that they'll be able to be married and have children with, right? Now, let's look at, I didn't write this. Hold up. I'm excited here because I read this. I was like, whoa, this is deep. Where is it at? Where is it at? Nope. All right, no biggie. We'll do it this way. Cross-reference. No. Commentaries. So if you're still tagging along, which most women will probably shut this off because they're like, fucking hate that guy. Oh, he's so disgusting. Can't stand him. Fuck you. Get ready to get hit with famine and a nuke. Stupid bitch. Anyway, David Guzak, okay? All right, listen to what this commentator says. Judgment on the daughters of Zion and a glorious hope. So this is a commentator, okay? And I'm pretty sure brothers at Great Millstone seen this before, all right? But this is the first time I've seen this, all right? The desperate conditions, that's why I'm so hyped, you know? The desperate condition of the daughters of Zion, right? Who are the daughters of Zion? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American. You women will humble down. The Lord's going to set it up that way. You're going to humble down. And that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own food and wear our own apparel, so they will be working. Only let us be called by your name to take away your reproach. Now listen to what he says. In that day, as a result of the judgments of the Lord. So this is judgments of the Lord. You know, he kept it real. He's like, this is the judgments of the Lord. The reason why there's going to be lack of men. Few men. Detail in Isaiah 3:16. So now they give you the chapter in chapter in the previous chapter. Isaiah chapter 3 verse 16 through 26. The daughter of Zion will have few men to choose from as husbands. Right. And I'm telling you, a lot of these women are going to be young. It's a fact. 7 women shall take hold of one man. So many men shall fall by the sword. Isaiah 3:25. That 7 women would chase after one man. They would be so desperate for marriage that would not expect their husband to provide for them at all. We will eat our own food and wear our own. Right, because certain men are going to be out of a job, but they're an Israelite man. So they're like, look, I'll take care of you. All right, I got 3 wives that are working. I got 3 women. They believe in the true doctrine of Yahweh Yahushua. They're gonna say the name. All right, they're gonna have their head covered. Yeah, they're like, I got 4 women. I got 5 women. I got 10 women. Okay. And we know you're not working, but don't worry. Okay. We know you're an Israelite man, and guarantee the Lord is going to bless that Israelite man of the elect with spiritual powers. I see it, man. You know, do you have the vision? Only believe. All right, because the Lord. That's another thing, man. And see, again, it's all about balance. It's all about balance. You have certain men that will be working, certain men will not be working, because you're going to have certain men that they don't have time to work. They're going to have to be guiding a multitude, okay? And a lot of them are going to be women. See the balance? The Lord is about balance, man, okay? That's a lesson right there. The Lord is about balance. Only let us be called by your name. Instead, it would be enough to simply take the name of a husband so that it would take away the reproach of being unmarried and childless. That's it, man. This is the commentator. You can, hey, come on, man. This is going to happen. So, Lord willing, us edified. Again, this is not a taboo. You got old celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, okay, dating young women, models, okay, Brad Pitt, he's in his 60s dating a 32-year-old, okay, all right, and George Clooney's gonna end up leaving her because she's about to be, she's up in age, she's 46, all right, he'll end up leaving her soon and getting a young woman, all right, but the point is, man, it's not taboo. Young women are going after older men, and it's all through the spirit of power Yahweh Shem Shai, because prophecy has to be fulfilled. So, and again, Isaiah chapter 13 verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Let me get another one. Isaiah 32 and 2, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, and as a rivers of water in a dry place, at the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. And America's that weary land. When you go into that word weary land, I'll close out with this one. Okay? The Hebrew word for weary is ayap. Okay? Ayap. All right? Which means what? Faint. Because people are going to be faint. They're going to be exhausted from all the calamity, all the death, all the famine, all the wars. Okay? And so these women are going to come to a man, all right, who's going to be that hiding place. And that man is an Israelite man of the elect, okay, who's going to be more precious than fine gold. And with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim B'Kah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And citation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life for Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep it door, keep the faith, keep pushing, keep fighting, keep studying. Pray without ceasing. Pray for each other. Pray for the apostle elders. We're almost out of here. Hey, the Lord's going to make things happen. He's setting the conditions where, brothers, you just got to wait. All right? A lot of young women are coming, okay? And they're going to be obedient, and they're not going to buck up, all right? Because they're going to need that emotional stability, that sense of security. And an elected man of the nation Israel is going to provide that. So just have patience. It's coming. To the few sisters that do believe what we're saying, just continue what you're doing, okay? And the Lord will set everything in motion, all right, according to His will. And when I say few sisters, we know why few sisters, because a lot of women are not going to go along with this, and so that's why a lot of death has to come, okay? And again, the Lord's going to want a young Israelite woman, all right, for His elect men. All right, we got to get them while they're young to bring forth the nation. So yeah, all right. So with that, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai Ba'ashim B'Kah Kodash. All right, double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who ruled well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel once again. And salutations to sincere Akim and Aquab that believe upon Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Keep fighting, keep studying, pray without ceasing. Shalom, and you already know Shalom.